I never knew that when you served your food, the protein is supposed to be at 6 o'clock. Did you know that?
No, not at all.
It's just trivia, but it's fascinating.
Welcome to Couch Surfing, the show where freaky cool guests look back at their big roles, their little roles, and everything in between. I'm here social distancing with Alan Ruck. Alan, how are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
I'm great. You ready to surf?
I'm ready. I'm here.
All right,
I'm ready.
Let's do it.
Hell with him.
You were only 29 years old when you starred in one of the greatest teen films of all time. I mean, 29. Were you ever worried that...
I usually tell people when I actually was 17, I looked like a fetus. So I just, I always looked... Until very recently, I always looked younger than I was, and it was just a happy accident that I was cast in that movie because I had just done a play with Matthew in New York.
Were you ever worried that you may not land the gig because you were 29 years old and not a teenager?
Yeah, I mean, except that my first professional job ever was when I was 24, and I was cast as a 14-year-old. So it just seemed. It wasn't long after this, though, that I lost whatever youthful baby face stuff that I had. And I moved into kind of a no man's land. They didn't know what to do with me.
I have to ask about the reboot treatment. I'm just shocked that a Ferris Bueller reboot hasn't been done. Is one in the works? Have you heard of anything?
There are always little rumors, and, different writers will come up to you at parties or award shows or whatever and say, I've got a great idea. And then you never hear anything more about it. Back in the day, John Hughes talked to Matthew briefly about maybe having Ferris go to college. I always thought that they should wait until Matthew and I are in our 70s. And I'm in a nursing home. Cameron's in a nursing home. And then Ferris comes and breaks him out.
Up next.
We got a wad! Pretty big!
There's a pretty big wad.
Brass fittings!
Brass fittings.
Another day, another out-of-control vehicle.
He can reach the circuit
Yeah,
wire.
another day in Los Angeles.
It doesn't get more high concept than this film. What were your initial impressions of the script?
Actually, my character was supposed to be a really sort of loathsome, entitled attorney whose BMW was in the shop, and he was stuck riding the bus. And then when I auditioned for it, Jan de Bont decided to go a different way with it and just turned me into this, yokel, this bumbling tourist. And I think it worked well. I think it was actually a better choice.
A film like this can either make you love or hate buses. Where do you land? Are you team public transportation?
If it wasn't for the situation we're all in, I'd probably ride some buses every now and again. But
yeah.
I'll wait until the pandemic simmers down.
Up next. So whether you're a Star Trek fan or
Captain
not,
Kirk.
playing Captain Kirk's replacement had to feel like a pretty big deal, huh?
Well, when they sent this is back in the days of fax machines, and when they faxed over the sides, for the audition, I was expecting to be some alien guy with like broccoli coming out of my head or something. And then I was like, which part? The Harriman. Captain. And then just when I shave, or when I used to shave every morning, I never look at myself in the mirror and say, wow, Starship Commander. It's not the first thing that comes to my mind. So anyway, I was really pleased to get that part. And then I walked on the set the first day, and I actually saw that chair. He just said, you want to sit in that chair, risk is part of the game. I saw that chair, and it's so big, and I got a little nervous. I was like, I have to fill that up, or at least try to, Yeah. And when I was a little boy, I was a fan of the original series. Aww. And so then it wasn't hard for me to be sort of starstruck by Shatner and Walter and Jimmy Doohan,
Were you able to talk to Shatner off camera? Did he give you any advice about how to, captain to captain advice?
He's not big on that.
Oh, he isn't? Okay. What was he big on?
Just sort of keeping to himself and doing his job when they called action. He was very good at that.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Well, moving right along. Welcome back to Couch Surfing. I'm still here with Alan Ruck. Alan, shall we continue?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Stuart, budget report.
No.
You spent 7 years of your life with this all-star cast.
Not yet.
How difficult was it to say goodbye to this role?
I actually had to say goodbye early in a way because Michael left the show after 4 years because of his illness. And then we went 2 more years with Charlie Sheen, who was actually, believe it or not, a really sweet-natured guy. I'm very fond of Charlie.
Oh.
Yeah, he's got, the thing is we all have demons. It's just that he wrestles with his demons in the town square. And,
that's an
in front of
understatement.
full view of everybody.
What do you think Stuart would make of the current election/news cycle?
I think he'd probably be a Trump fan.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah, I think he probably would be.
Full MAGA hat and all.
Yeah, he'd really be obnoxious about the whole thing. It would really be more than anybody would want to put up with, I'm sure.
Up next.
I have a degree in meteorology from the University of Virginia, and I was junior tornado watch captain for 7 years.
It must have been fun to, chew on some scenery in a courtroom setting.
Oh, yeah. I mean, whenever they tell you to, give it a little gas, they don't have to ask me twice. It's, yeah.
As you know, this episode was a remake of an earlier Psych episode with some fan favorite guest stars thrown in the mix. That's never happened before. What did you make of this idea to remix a show?
I thought it was cleverly done. I mean, I think it's the kind of thing that could really fall flat.
Yeah.
If it's not well done. But as I recall, I thought it was very clever, and I enjoyed doing that. I enjoyed that show very much, and so when they called me up to do it, I was happy to go. Right. Good old Vancouver. I've spent a lot of time there.
A lot of things happen in Vancouver. A lot of shoots, a lot of set work, a lot of stuff. Yeah. Vancouver's a happening town. Yeah. Up next.
I hear you 500K on a fake Napoleon.
That's irrelevant. Look, Pa, I'm actually...
Okay, so this is one of my top 3 favorite shows on television. Why were you drawn to this character? I mean, he's not as conniving and as sinister as the other Roy children, but he's definitely delusional. The most delusional of the bunch.
Yeah, I actually did a little research, and delusional disorder is on the same spectrum as schizophrenia.
Oh, okay.
It's just it's just a little different because a schizophrenic will say, I'm going to become a dragon. And a delusional person will say, I'm going to become president of the United States. So it's maybe a matter of degree.
A lot of people, myself included, watch for the wealth porn of this series. What's been your favorite 1% moment of this show?
Well, it's stuff that it never occurred to me, but apparently these people don't wear overcoats. They don't wear warm clothing. They don't, because they go right from the helicopter into the limousine. So the most they'll wear is a suit jacket, but they don't wear any overclothes or any gloves or any hats or any warm weather gear unless they're hunting or something.
So when are we getting more Succession? Do you have a production date, scripts? And we'll see.
We're going to start shooting. I'm staying in New Jersey because my sister-in-law lives right down the block, and my wife found a place for us to stay right near her sister, which is nice for the kids. But we're going to start in New York right around the middle of November.
I'm looking forward to it. Yay! All right, up next.
I'm not here for your games.
This film has a wild concept. What sold you on the project?
Well, whenever I get offered something and I don't have to audition for it, first of all, I take that very seriously.
Okay.
Right. And then it's Jason Blum and Chris Landon offered me this part. And then I heard Vince Vaughn was attached, so right away, it's already good.
Yeah.
I kind of want to do a film of every genre, before I hang up my spurs. And so I'd never done sort of a horror slasher feature. I did a short movie one time.
If you could revisit the set of any one of your previous films, which one would it be?
I think my very first movie, I did a movie with Sean Penn called Bad Boys, not to be confused with the other Bad Boys, but it was my very first movie because I watched that movie and I'm like, ooh, that was a little big. You could see that from the moon. So I think maybe that one.
Oh, well, Alan, thanks for surfing by. You've been fantastic.
Absolutely. It's really nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. And Freaky is out November 13th. See you next time on Couch Surfing. Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.